Mad Sports Radio.
What is that which gives me joy? Baseball.
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
This is the Bronx is Burning podcast with Mike Torrez, Mark Malusis, and Mike Demergis.
Mike Demergis along with the great Mike Torrez for the Bronx is Burning podcast, episode number 7. And Mike, the World Series 2024, the Yankees suddenly find themselves down 2-0, heading home to the Bronx. They got a difficult task ahead.
Well, they sure do. They haven't been hitting. They haven't been, other than they should have not lost that first game. Unfortunately, the luck turned against them in that very first game. They thought they had it, and it kind of slipped away from them. So they got the work cut out for them. I mean, they're going to be at home for 3 games. So, hopefully if they get their bats going and, Ohtani, it looks like, is not going to be available to the Dodgers for that 3-game series coming up, and maybe possibly for the rest of the World Series. That may give them a little bit of breathing room, picking out one of their tough spots on the lineup.
Yeah, the Dodgers' misfortune could be a Yankees pivot to maybe turning the series around. But Boone getting a lot of criticism, one coming from Hall of Famer Derek Jeter on the Fox postgame show.
I know we talk about this all the time, and I don't want to be one of these guys that say back in the day when we played. But we were talking about when we were playing the Mets in 2000, Al Leiter pitched Game 6. He threw 140-something pitches. 140-something pitches. Garrett Cole was dominating this game. He was dominating the game. Yeah. And if you take him out after 88 pitches for I don't know what reason, it's a domino effect on not only this game tonight, tomorrow's game, and the rest of the series. I just think when you have someone that's dealing like Garrett Cole was dealing tonight, you leave him out there.
So what was your take of Cole? I know we were texting during the game. The first inning, he looked like the ball wasn't moving much, but he really settled in after that.
Yeah, he sure did. He got his control. He was hitting his spots really good. He was really going through the lineup with no problem. And, that's why I don't understand the game today. I know, even when in 77, when Billy Martin, when I was pitching, I mean, I threw 150 pitches in the game, and I completed games 3 in L.A., and I completed, game 6 in the World Series, probably with another 50 pitches, and I never had any problem with my arm. But I don't know, the managers today, they want to just pull them out. They never should have let Cortez come in. First of all, when you come off and hadn't pitched close to 2 months, you're trying to feel your way in as a pitcher. And I can tell that he was just trying to, hopefully that pitch that he threw to Freeman, that he could get ahead of the count and then possibly play with them, being that he got ahead of the count. He never got the chance to get ahead of the count, because you can see what happened. He hit the home run, and it was a nothing fastball that he hit off of Cortez. And honestly, he never Boone should have never brought him in that situation to face, those kind of hitters.
A lot of questions in game 1, obviously pulling Cole, bringing Nestor in, taking Glaber out for Cabrera in the later innings. So 3 question marks right there. And then game 2, the Yankees seemed like they were never in it until the last inning. But kind of strange not bringing Stroman in after Rodon was struggling. He developed a blister on his pitching finger. Why not bring in Stroman in this way? You don't tax your bullpen. I don't understand that, Mike.
I don't either. I don't know what's going on or who's making the calls on changing these pitchers. It's kind of baffling as to the way he's been doing it. But hey, we got to live with what we got, I guess, and that's what he's saying. So, I mean, there's some mistakes that he's making. So I don't know. It's kind of a heartache to see them bringing in guys like that they should be bringing in and are not bringing in.
And the little perplexing to me was the fact that they didn't pinch run for Stanton in the top of the 9th. That seemed, I know it didn't affect the game, but it seemed a little strange to have Stanton running the bases on Chisholm's base hit. Regular base runner would have went to third base. So that's 5 strange decisions that Boone's made in 2 games.
Yeah, I agree. Jesus. It's kind of hard to understand, what's going on with what their thinking is, and maybe he has a whole set of another possibilities of what he's thinking. So it's hard to tell what his thoughts are. And I mean, I don't know his comments. I didn't hear what he said after the game, all his changes, but I'm sure the writers in New York are going to be asking him all kinds of questions.
Mike, the Dodgers could beat you in many ways, a lot of power, a lot of different ways to beat you. Kiki Hernandez, one of the guys, Edman as well. But in 77, you faced the Dodgers lineup with 4 guys at 30 home runs. You got to pitch and you just got to make the moves. You can't be in awe of these players, right?
No. That's why I was so surprised. As easy as Cole was gone after throwing 88 pitches, I mean, that is really nothing. And it didn't look like he was tired. If I was Cole, I would have told him, Booney, get back in the goddamn dugout and let me finish this game. That's the mentality that I had with Billy when he came out. How do you feel? I said, Billy, I feel great. Go back to the dugout. I'll get these guys out. And you know what? I did. So, I mean, you just have to be firm, and you have to know yourself and your body. And I don't know if Cole feels that he was done. That I don't know. He hasn't really said, but if he can make a comment that you should have really let me in, because I think I would have been able to finish the game. And he was just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and for 88 pitches, I don't understand the mentality of why taking out a starting pitcher when he's going so easy in the game. And you have the feel of the game. That's the thing. You bring in a reliever, they have no feel of what's going on. They're just trying to throw the ball as hard as they can for an inning or 2 hitters, whatever. But Cole had him in their back pocket, and they should have just left him in there.
Did you face it in 77 in your 2 complete game wins? Did Billy come out and say that you want to take you out and you talk your way into staying in the game? Did you face that?
Yeah, that's what he always come out and say, well, how do you feel, big guy? I said, Billy, come on now. Going back in the dugout. I'll finish this thing. Come on. Okay. He said, go get him, big guy. So
I remember talking to Vida Blue once. He said, this game is mine. This ball is mine. You're going to have to rip it out of my hands. And it just seems like, the way baseball is starting pitchers are willing to give up the ball easy.
Oh, no, I know that. I mean, it's just a different mentality, I guess, today. The guys are scared to say anything. But I honestly felt that Cole was breezing so smoothly, and it was getting guys out and wasn't struggling at all. And then, all at once, Booney comes jumping out of the dugout, and then he's asking for the guy in the ball. I mean, what the hell is he doing? But I guess that's the way he manages, and that's what he's going to live and die with.
Your estimation, Boone has a tradition, a lineage, a DNA of baseball. Do you look at him as a good manager after all years in baseball?
Well, I mean, look, he's had some pretty good players that have been with him over the years, but some of his moves I don't understand, of what he's doing. But it's a crazy game right now, how they manage. A lot of these managers manage today. And I guess they don't ask the starting pitcher, well, let me come out there and ask him, how do you feel? And I'm sure if he would have asked Cole probably said, I feel good, damn it. Going back out in the dugout, I'll finish this game.
Your assessment of Judge's performance, 85 strikeouts in 55 postseason games. He seems lost up there, and he's got to have a Yankee moment. He's got to have, to be in Yankee lore, you got to have that moment, and he's not having it.
Oh man, you know what? I see him, and you know what? I said to myself, maybe he should go take an eye test, because he's missing some of these balls like 6, 7, or 8 inches, and swinging at some real funky type pitches. I'd go get my eyes checked if I was him, just to make sure that, hey, am I seeing 20/20? What's going on here? Because you know what, you got to make a little bit more contact than what he's been doing. I know that everybody's waiting for him to hit home runs, but I'd rather him hit line drives and get doubles and singles and get on base if he's not hitting. But right now he's really pulling off the ball on pitches that are thrown outside to him. You can see his left shoulder is really pulling back off of the ball, and when pitchers see that, you might as well just keep it out there because he's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, Volpe's struggling as well. Had a big chance yesterday, and he's having trouble with the breaking ball as well. What advice you have to a hitter like Volpe?
Oh, well, they just throw him curveballs the way it looks like he's not able to handle it. And plus, I think him right now should be just trying to concentrate to hit the ball where it's at, not try to, pull the ball to hit home runs, because he should be a line drive type hitter. And he's just I don't know, he's just striking out too many on breaking pitches. I don't know what what they're practicing, but if I was him, I'd have a pitcher just throw me breaking ball so I can get used to trying to hit that damn thing.
Soto's been hot. If you were the manager of the team, would you maybe think about moving Judge up ahead of Soto in the lineup to maybe see if he gets some more fastballs, because the pitchers won't want to walk him and face Soto with a man on base?
Exactly. I mean, that's what I would try. I would try to anything right now with what's going on, because they're not hitting on key situations. It just a base hit there, base hit there could change the outcome of the game. But yeah, if I was Boone, I'd mix the lineup up a little bit, see what happens from there.
Game 3 starter Clark Schmidt. You were a Game 3 starter in ’77. A lot of pressure on the Game 3 starter.
Exactly. Well, it is a big game for them. They have to, if they don't, they have to really focus in on winning this game, because if they don't, they're going to be down 3-0. And to come back against a team like the Dodgers, you're looking for a lot of trouble going forward.
We as fans overreact, but you're a former player. Players are built differently. Their DNA is different. You think there's panic on the flight back to the Bronx?
No, it's going to be awfully quiet. I think the guys are really concentrating on what they got to do coming up when they get home, and it'll be quiet. It'll be a quiet trip home, and I'm sure they're all maybe talking. Maybe after the game they had a meeting. I don't know, but I would, if I was them, I would have had a meeting and after the game, and have another meeting before the game coming up on Monday.
Well, Yanks down 2-0. We'll see if they have life in them and maybe force a Game 5, 6, or 7 right now, because right now it doesn't look good. So for the Bronx is Burning podcast, he's Mike Torrez. I'm Mike DeMurgis. We'll follow you right after game number 4 of the World Series.